Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 15th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's in the open in about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right. Looks good here. So let me go ahead and start sending this link out to you guys here in the premium. Post link. And as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. All right, going down to the 8 hour, down to the 4 hour, down to the 2 hour, down to the 4 hour, sorry, 30 minute, down to the 15, down to the 10. Obviously, this news candle here kind of pushed price away, guys, so things are pretty spread out. And now back to the 1 minute. All right, guys. So looking at the current price right now, we have liquidity above at 39,895, and we have liquidity below at 39,652. Prices in between, so we can really touch either one. We'll see what happens here when we get closer to market open as price continues to move towards one of these areas of liquidity. So I've marked up liquidity over here. You guys can see the liquidity levels are pretty obvious and pretty close by. You guys can see this big green candle here. This is obviously the news candle. I'll mark up the news once we get to the main chart. So looking over here at our clean chart, I'm going to mark up 6:30. I'm going to mark up 8 o'clock. I'm going to go on the 4 hour time frame, identify structure. There's not really any structure here above. We do have this lower structure right here. One more down here. And one more down here. Going to the 1 hour time frame. We don't really have a resistance right now. So we have support, but we don't have resistance. All right, so as you guys can see where price is currently at, you can't really see where the 4 hour support and resistance is at, which is completely fine. Once the market opens, we'll mark up the 1 minute zones here. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty far off. So we'll see what happens when the market opens here. I'll update it. So lastly, let's go over to our main chart. Here is our main chart. We had news today at 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock, 5:30, 7:30. All right. So let me mark that up real quick. 4 o'clock. 5:30, the big candle, of course. 7 and 7:30. All right, we're good. 1 second. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, May 15th. It is 6:28 right now. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. I marked up liquidity over here. Closest level for liquidity is going to be above at 39,895. Closest level below is going to be at 39,652. Looking over here at our clean chart, we don't have structure anywhere nearby, but I will mark up the structure as market opens here. From our main chart, we had news this morning at 4:30, 5 o'clock. You guys can see the pink lines down here on the sessions. And then we have more news coming up at 7 o'clock and 7:30 later today. So that's pretty much it for now, at least. The market is going to open up in about a minute. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Jacob. Morning, Daniel. Morning, JJ. Morning, Vimal. Morning, CJ, Sadie, everyone. Let's see, JJ said everyone's going crazy over the new rules on Apex. I didn't see any new rules on Apex. Morning, Delicia. Yeah, so I don't see any new rules here. I don't know where you guys saw that. Oh, okay, I see it here. They just updated it this morning at 4:53. They'll probably send an email out. But basically, so it looks like here, they just want reasonable stops. So you can't have a crazy, like, you can't basically not have a stop loss. That's basically what they're mentioning. So they don't want people to have like basically no stop loss. 1 to 3 is the highest they'll allow for, which is fine. It doesn't apply to us. And they don't want people to dollar cost average into losing positions. So that's about it. All right, guys, market is now open. So the rules aren't anything crazy. I mean, the only people that would be affected by those types of rules are people who are basically gambling or like YOLOing their accounts, right? They're basically just saying you need to have a stop loss and you can't dollar cost average into losing positions, which makes sense. They just don't want people to go crazy because they're probably copying accounts now. So, you know, with Apex copying people's trades, they don't want to fund traders or work with traders who are just gambling. So, I mean, it makes sense. If you were to work at a traditional prop firm, they wouldn't let you do that either. So it's not really a crazy surprise there. I already know why they're doing that too, because one of my buddies, well, not really my buddy, he's one of the guys that was making like massive profits. I think I showed you guys the guy in Apex. He was a guy that was on the Discord board. He made like a crazy amount of profit, like, you know, 200,000, 300,000, but he was taking like some really risky trades, dollar cost averaging in. So they actually flagged his trades and he actually quit trading because he doesn't know how to trade any other way. And you know, gambling just wouldn't work here. So yeah, but just wait for Apex to give an update about it. They haven't sent an email. They just sent the message like at 4 o'clock this morning. So I don't think a lot of people even know about it yet. But it's not going to be something that's going to affect anybody here because we're not using crazy big stop losses and we are using stop losses and we're not dollar cost averaging into positions. So yeah. All right, guys, market is now open. We have a possible PRV that could be setting up soon. We had a high-low scalp that came up right here on the opening candle. Obviously, I wouldn't have taken that trade. There's another high-low scalp right here too. Two high-low scalps back to back. They just came up, but I personally wouldn't have taken any of these trades here. Usually when the market opens, I try to wait a little bit for market here to kind of stabilize a little bit. What I would be looking for here is I'll be looking for price to maybe retrace back a little bit and then provide for a momentum divergence. That's something that I would be looking for. Looking over here at the PRB, if price pulls back and rejects off the pivots, then you can have a possible PRB setting up right there. Looking at this over here, there's no breakout V3 setting up. I'll let the high get established. So price is pushing up right here. It's probably going to establish a higher high, which is going to be the resistance, and then it'll come right back down right after. Looking at liquidity here just got hit the upper level. There goes the first level of liquidity right there. If anybody decided to take it, I'm not in this position, of course. I think price is a bit overextended at this point. But I'll be looking for the retracement. So I'll be looking for price to retrace back a little bit, provide some retracement and correction back up. So I'm looking for the divergence here to swing down and then swing back above for the most part. All right, so price is kind of just ranging around this area up here. We have the higher high. It's not established yet. So once it's established, I'll mark up the structure. Let's see if I'm all set MPS setting up. Yeah, so there's a possible MPS right here as well. Or yeah. So this would be an MPS. I'm not going to take it right here because like I said earlier, I think price, for me personally, I think price looks a bit overextended from this point. Yeah, it's about 100 points up. Right now, my overextension is looking like 100 points. Typically, it's around 150, but because of the volatility here, I'm going to keep it at 100, at least just for now. If you guys want to take the MPS, there is an MPS that's currently running right now, right here. It's actually in prop right now running. But I'm going to hold off on this for right now because I'm looking for that retracement. If anything, I can get in for a late entry because we'll have the momentum divergence swing below and swing right back up. So this is kind of what I was looking for here. I was looking for the retracement. Looks like the MPS already hit though, so I'm not going to be able to get into that for a late entry. If you guys caught that, nice work. Thanks for Mal for the heads up on that one. But there goes the MPS right there for anybody who took it. I'm looking for the divergence over here though. I think the liquidity hit full TP as well. So liquidity full TP, you guys took that. MPS full TP as well, right here. I'm looking for the momentum divergence now. So I'm looking for this to kind of pull back a little bit. And then once it pulls back, swing back above. There's actually a lot of confluences here because we had a high-low scalp right here as well. So now that I'm looking at this high-low scalp, I'm like, dang, I probably should have taken that MPS, but it's okay. I didn't even realize that that was there. There's a lot of confluences on this entry. So this candle broke and flows past it, retraced down a little bit, and it came right back up super heavy. So nice work to whoever caught that entry right there. Yeah, Daniel said basically a triple confluence on that. Not a traditional one, but triple confluence with regard to confluences and strategy. All right, so we are waiting here. Got the retracement happening right here. Perfect. This is the retracement that I was looking for. So I'm going to wait for this here to retrace down a little bit. Yeah, so Drew said, I noticed with big news like today, pre-market, the initial high volatility movement that open goes with the direction of the huge candle. Retail tries to catch the correction to fill the gap, but market makers push the opposite. Yeah, and I agree with you too, 100%, Drew. That's why I was kind of worried about taking the buys right there, because I was worried that price would pull back, and that's exactly what's happening right here. So we have a pending sell signal right here. If the sell signal closes, we're not going to get the momentum divergence, of course. But you can see over here, we do have a cross. So we got the divergence to the downside right here. And then we're going to look for it to swing back up. Yeah, Drew said this push to the upside was a stop loss hunt. Yeah, I agree. So it looked like. So there's two things that can happen here. Price is currently establishing the range. You can see how we have a higher high up here. So I'll mark up that structure now that we have that marked up, or that we have it established at least. So we got the resistance right here. Now we need to look for the support, which we don't currently have right now. I'll mark up the support from pre-market, but I'll change that once the actual support comes up. So this is where the actual range is right now with regard to current price. Big range, it's perfect. We can trade within the range, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, the thing that you guys want to look out for here is where price is going to go next, because price can either continue climbing from where it's currently at, or it can come back down to opening price. We have an invalid momentum signal here for a sell. Actually, never mind, take that back, disappeared. So there's two things that price can do right here. Price came back down for retracement. It can either continue climbing up, or it can come back down to opening price, right? I don't think there's any upper liquidity anymore. So this is the only liquidity that was above. Above this, there's no other liquidity that's close. It's pretty far up. It's at 40,000 up here. So price got to climb up pretty high to get to that next level of liquidity. This right here is the PRV, guys. Sorry, I just noticed that we had the rejection right there. So we had the first rejection right here. Price pulled up, rejected off this candle. The PRV actually started from right here. So the PRV is currently running. Actually, no, it looks like it got stopped out. So if you identify the PRV late, you could have gotten in on this next candle, but the first rejection was actually right there. So the PRV actually didn't play through. I didn't even notice that this here spiked down. It was too late anyway, so I wouldn't be able to identify it. Other than that, there's nothing else here. There's no breakout V3 coming up yet because we never got that sell signal. And I'm looking for this here to close. So if this candle here closes as a strong green candle, this is going to be a momentum divergence, and I'll be taking this for a buy. So basically, I'm looking for this to close somewhere above this area, at least around this area right here. We've got 35 seconds on this candle. If it doesn't close around this area up here, I'm not going to take it, because the divergence has to confirm and it has to be clear. So it's not looking like we're going to get the divergence yet. I'm going to wait for it. It's got like 15 seconds left. We got 10 seconds left. No divergence here. All right, so again, right here, we'll look. If this candle closes somewhere above this area right here, or around this area, I will take this for a momentum divergence. We don't have it yet, but that's kind of what I'm looking for here. I can tell because the divergence here is shifting. So I'm looking for this here to close somewhere around this area. And then it'll probably push past the highs over there if it does close. So the candle's got to close green, like I said. It's not looking like it right now. We've got 20 seconds left on this candle, a lot of time. Ten seconds left, not looking like it's going to close green. So I guess we'll give it another shot on the next candle here. No green candle there, of course. Okay, so it looks like price is consolidating around this area. You can't really see from here very clearly, but looking over here on the clean chart, you can see it's a little more obvious that price is consolidating between this resistance point and this lower point right here. The low has not been established yet, but you can see from this point here that price is ranging and consolidating within this middle area. We have a pending sell signal right there. Still nothing here. So the good thing is that there's volatility. There just isn't very much direction right now. So the divergence never happened. We're still waiting for the divergence to come up. We have a pending sell signal right here, which is fine if this comes up. If this comes up, we'll just be waiting for the waiting for it to restart. All right. So price is a little bit far down, so we would need price to climb back up before we have any divergence come up. So I'm just gonna move this away. There's no entries coming up anytime soon. Looking at this here, price is probably going to establish a lower low. So you can see how price is dropping lower below these previous lows. So if this lower low gets established, we can mark up structure. So we'll have actual support or resistance marked up after this here has been established. There's a couple of things here that might happen. So one of two things that'll happen is price will come back down to opening price and reject off opening price. Or price will swing up before it gets to that point and climb back up to the resistance point from there. So there's a lot of different scenarios here that can play out. The ATR is currently at 20 right now, so it's pretty high. We have another pending sell signal here. This pending sell signal has been pending for a long time now. So we'll see here if price decides to climb its way back up. So we have another opportunity here for momentum divergence. Again, it looks like. So kind of depending on how this candle here closes. If it's a big green candle, this could be a possible momentum divergence. If not, it'll probably happen after on the following candle. So if the candle closes green, but not very strong, it'll probably be at the crossing point, but not actually crossing yet. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Rashida said she wants it to come lower. I think closer to opening price will be better because we'll have a bigger range here to trade within, right? That's kind of what I'd like to see as well. So I'd like to see price maybe come down to opening price right here. So at this point, we'll have like a fake out right here and then continuation back up. So the bigger the range, the better, of course. We got 44 seconds left on this here. Frustrating part. It's like the volatility is high, but there's still no direction. I'd be okay with like a slower market, but still direction. But lately the market's been slow, it's been fast, but there's still no direction. Price just keeps going back and forth. So you have another momentum divergence here coming up. So if this here closes, I'm looking for this candle to close somewhere around here. So it's got to be like a pretty obvious green candle. It can't be something like this where it's a doji or it's like very small. It's got to be kind of obvious. Like it's got to close somewhere above this area, maybe above the pivots, hopefully. That would be ideal. And then if that becomes the case, it would be divergence. But right now, again, you guys can see it's not really having much luck pushing up. But you guys got to follow it because this thing could probably push up at the last second. So we've got 10 seconds left on this candle right here. It's not looking like it. No. All right, so another try again here. So it did not close above. So it kind of looks like price is squeezing here. So it's squeezing, it's preparing for the breakout. Eventually price is going to break out. It's starting to squeeze here. The candle's getting smaller. ATR staying around 1920. So just follow this here because if this candle pushes up at the last second, this could be a possible momentum divergence. Because you guys have seen this before where the market kind of just stays flat and then it'll eventually push up at the very last second. And that's usually where we miss trades. So I'll keep watching these candles here. But these candles have to close in a certain size, form, and direction. You might get a sell signal here. If this becomes the case, it's just going to reset the process. And no sell signal. All right, I guess we're going to wait again. So price is inching. It's trying to get down to opening price. It's not having much luck there, but it is trying to get down to there. Let's see where the news is over here at 7 o'clock. So at 7 o'clock, we have business inventories month over month and NHB housing market index. They're both medium impact news. Business inventories is forecasted to be negative, and the NAHB housing market index is forecasted to be neutral. So, we'll see what happens when we get closer to that. But again, here, the sell signal has been pending for like the past 10, 20 minutes. So it's been pending since like way over here, right? And it's still pending over here, hasn't closed. So it just doesn't have much power behind it. So it looks like the sell signal is going to finally, never mind, take that back. I thought it was going to close there, but it didn't. So it's coming back down to retest opening price. We'll probably see a bounce off this here. Yeah, Jeff said psych. Yeah, exactly right. Another psych move right there. Okay. So we got price coming back down. It didn't exactly touch the opening price. It got really close to it. Didn't touch it yet, though. Nice learning. Yeah, learning to bag enough for the day. Thank you, Kodi Kai. It was lonely here unlike yesterday. Yeah, it's a little quiet today, huh? Over there. It's all good. You made your profit. That's what counts, right? As long as you're focusing on your profits, not focusing on messing around in the chat, then I think you're good to go. Brock's probably gonna hop into here later. Or he's probably on there already. He just hasn't chimed in. Brock, if he doesn't hop on like immediately in the morning. Oh, there he is. He's right there. I knew Brock was there. He's typically there early session. So there we go with the rejection off the opening price, guys. Let's see if it actually rejects off it or if it continues climbing down. If it climbs down, that's completely fine. I don't care, right? We don't care where price goes. We're going to follow the trend. If the trend stays below, if it pushes back up, then Brock said could throw you a pitchfork analysis on some fake out. Right. All right. So the lower low here hasn't established. We're still waiting for this lower low here to establish, because once it's established, like I said earlier, Once we've had that lower low kind of established, and it looks like it's going to bounce off the opening price right here, it'll probably push right back up from there. And that's exactly what's happening. So you can see we got the rejection right here. If we get a push up off this point here, then we'll probably have this lower low established as the support. So we'll see, where this ends up, going. We just need to establish this lower low, because once the lower low is established, we can mark this up as a support. And then from there, we can see price kind of push back up from here. The trend is shifting a little bit. So, I mean, we might. There we go. We finally got the sell signal. Okay, now that we have the sell signal, we would have to wait for another buy signal. This thing was pending forever. Yeah, exactly. Nick said the sell signal is doing what it was doing yesterday. Exactly right. Yeah, Daniel said, hopefully the trend confirms the session before it decides to push down. Yeah, and I agree too. We have the sell signal here, so I'm hoping the trend, if it continues to drop, which is completely fine, we don't care if price goes down or goes up. We just want to follow the trend, because one of two things can happen here. At this point, this could be the fake out. Just look out for this being the fake out below the opening price, and price will just push back up from here, back into the range, right? We don't have the support level marked up here yet, but if price does come back lower, this could be a fake out area down here, and price can make its climb right back into this range. That's what could possibly happen at that point. And that's what it looks like is happening here now. So if this lower low gets established, we can just identify this as a fake out, push below, correction back up. All right, we got news in about 5 minutes. Thanks, Daniel, for the heads up. We got news coming up right here at 7, guys. It's medium impact news, so you probably want to sit out for a little bit, wait for the market here to stabilize after it did, or not really stabilize, but look for it to react to the news. So the news is forecasted to be negative for the business inventories, and it's forecasted to be neutral for the NHB housing market index. So we'll see what happens here. So we will see what happens here in the next couple of minutes. Again, price might not even react to the news. We'll see what happens. Let's see. T said he got a top step 50K count for 19 bucks. I think you could get a 250K count to Apex for like 19 bucks, right? I don't know how much it costs, but I know it's super cheap. It's the same amount. It's the same cost as a 50K count. Probably should have just went with the Apex. Yeah, Apex is super cheap. I wouldn't even bother with any of the other prop firms right now. Yeah, CJ said they're trying to compete with Apex discounts. Yeah, right now they're doing a crazy promo. I mean, I would have went with Apex because you get a 250K account plus the activation fee is like super cheap too. The promos are crazy because they're celebrating paying out over 1.7 million. That's crazy, right? Those payouts are nuts. I think Apex is for sure running the game right now. Like Top Step is probably the OG, like they've been around for the longest, but Apex is I mean, they're killing it right now. They're paying everybody out on time, and it's just the best prop firm to work with, in my opinion, personally. I mean, of course, everybody has like different opinions on these firms, but yeah, Visual said Apex's new rule is that you must use a stop loss with your trades. But you should always have a stop loss with your trade, right? I feel like that was always a given. So I don't think it really makes a huge difference. It's only going to affect the traders who like YOLO their trades, right? So if you YOLO your trades and you're trying to like really bet on catching the tops and the bottoms, and you just keep stacking on your positions, then that's where it's going to really affect the trader. But people who trade like that typically don't have a trading plan, right? They're kind of gambling. So, I mean, it's not going to affect any of us here. Yeah, Nick said Apex made 70 million in payouts in the last 3 months. It's crazy because like everybody, like people who actually are good at trading are flocking to Apex. And then even us, when we had, all those crazy win streaks over the past couple months, a lot of people here have been getting paid out too. Like Gian got paid out his 2,700 max payout over the weekend. Everybody here has been doing pretty good. I mean, everybody who's kind of been training with us, you guys have been doing pretty solid. I know a lot of people are still trying to recover their accounts, but for the most part, if we're doing this good with Apex, I'm pretty sure there's other people out there who are also doing good, and you guys can see them from the group. I only know this because I'm kind of well known in the Apex group now from posting my consistency. So, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy to see people profit. I'm not going to hate on someone profiting or getting payouts or anything like that. It doesn't matter which prop firm you use. I'm always happy to see people that are actually killing it with trading, because majority of people aren't. Thanks, Lorraine. We'll see you here tomorrow. Let's see. So there's no entries right now, guys. Don't worry. I know we're kind of going off topic, but there's just no entries right now. We have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. So we're waiting for the news to happen. Here goes the news candle. And we'll see how price reacts to this news event here. All right. So let's see. Maria said this could lead them to problems with cash flow. I think they're actually, so that's the reason why they're incorporating those rules, Maria. So the rules with the stop loss and risk reward, that's the whole reason they're putting that in, because I think the people who are getting lucky are basically causing them problems, right? Because if people trade with no stop losses, of course they're going to get lucky sometimes, right? You've done it. Everybody's done it before sometimes, where you guys take a trade, you have no TP, no stop loss, and your trade just flies, right? So I'm not worried about them running into cash flow problems. I'm worried about them. Well, not really worried about them because I already know what rules they'll put into place. I think they're going to set a rule with news. So they're not going to let people trade news anymore. That's going to be one of the big things, I think. So the next rule that'll come up is they won't let people trade news. And it makes sense because a lot of people, they try to gamble during news, right? They take a position, they hope that price is going to skyrocket around news, and then they pass. And then once they get funded, if Apex decides to copy this person and they do the same thing and they lose, Apex is going to lose a lot of money, right? So, it's going to, yeah, but the thing where, what if they're copying the trades? If they're copying the trades and it makes sense, they're going to be making money off those traders. That's the whole reason why they have the rules in place. They have the rules in place because if they're copying these traders, they don't want to be copying bad traders. They want to copy good traders. So I don't think it's a cash flow problem. I think it's the issues that will arise will be from, and you got to think about, okay, so here, do this too, Maria. Like this is another thing too. So for a regular account, right? If you're doing a 300K account, which will be, or not a lot of people do 300K's account. People will do like maybe a 150K account, right? So 135, we'll say something like, it'll be like 100, right? Times 20. Everybody's going to have like 20 accounts. That's 2,000 per subscription fee times, they have like over 10, like 20,000 people, right? So they're making 40 million a month, Maria. I don't think cash flow is going to be a problem for them, right? Because they have at least like 10, 20,000 people. So they're going to be making they're making way more money off people that are blowing their PAs, because the thing is they have these discounts running. People they'll buy an account and then they'll reset it. and then they'll buy an account and they'll reset it. So the thing is, this is like where the racket comes into play. Because when people reset the account and they don't wait for they don't like last the whole month, they'll pay for the reset for $100, and then they'll also pay for the renewal for the subscription. So you think about that, they're making like 20 to 40 million, and even probably even more than this, because you got to factor in the reset fees for everybody. So I don't think they'll have a cash flow problem personally. I think they're at this point, because so they're pretty much running the prop firm game here in the US. There's a lot of people using prop firms. Like, you think about myself, I'm probably paying them a good amount of money with 20 accounts, and they're all 300K, right? So it's all good. I mean, whatever happens will happen. I'm still trading my personal account, so it doesn't really affect me too much. I'm gonna make profit regardless, whether Apex stays around or not. But it's the same thing that happened with FTMO. Like I told you guys before with FTMO, I said, milk FTMO for as long as you can. And I told that to you guys like 2 years before they got shut, well, not really shut down, but before they cut out US traders. So I made a ton of profit trading with FTMO and made a ton of profit trading with MFF like 2 years back. So I have a bunch of capital to just trade my own accounts if I needed to. But Apex is good. I mean, it's good for now. And even if Apex does go down, there's going to be other companies that will come back or that will take over. So yeah, exactly. CJ said, yeah, you did say that about FTMO back in 2021. Yeah, like right after COVID, I was like, make sure you get your money from Apex or from FTMO, because they're going to eventually catch on, and they're going to either shut down or kick people out. Yeah, exactly. See, so we don't have any entries here, guys. Don't worry. I'm looking for the trend here to confirm first. Once the trend confirms, we'll start looking for some entries. I know we're kind of topping off topic, um, but once the trend here confirms, we'll be back in focus. Let's see. Yeah, CJ said they're making millions off people blowing their PAs and renewing from last month alone. Yeah, because the PAs are expensive, guys, especially if you're doing like 20 accounts, a lot. Jacob's asking, you think this would affect me because I group trade on Tradeovate without a TP stop loss, but I take profit and loss consistently? No, I think you're fine. So what I see here, guys, is I don't think they're not basing your TP stop loss off like set TP stop loss. They're basing it off your wins and losses. So what they want to see is they don't want to see you have like a bigger, like they're going to see your consistency with your wins and losses, and they're going to make sure that you're still within like a 1 to 3 risk to reward. That's kind of what I see happen, Jacob. So I think you guys are fine if you guys are on a group trader. Because they're not going to be, I don't even think there's a way that they can identify that there's a stop loss placed. Right? They're only going to be able to identify from your losses. Because if you go to your performance tab, it'll show you like what your risk to reward typically is. And if it's like below, like overall across all your trades, if it's like below a 1 to 3, then they're going to be like, okay, this account's going to get flagged, and then they're going to go into individual trades to see what you did there. I only know this because I know a guy who's already been investigated by Apex. Like, let me see. I don't want to put him on blast here. Let me see if I could hide his. Because this guy was making a ton of profit. Like I know, I personally know a lot of the people in Apex who are making a lot of money, because we all make a lot of money, and they see that I'm making money like that. So let me see. So I'm just going to show you real quick. He changed his name anyway, so you can't see. I mean, he got banned from. So he was getting like crazy payouts to see. He was owed like. So these are all of his accounts here, and he was owed a whole bunch. But then he was showing me that. So he had like 3,000 each account that was approved, and then he had a couple here that were under review. So this guy is actually the reason why they're changing the rules. Him and another guy that he trades with. They were kind of gaming the system by trading. Um, they're basically adding trades to losses, and he was making a ton of profit, but then he was just getting lucky. So he kind of raised red flags for Apex because he was getting crazy payouts. Like he was getting like I think last month he requested like 300K in payouts. So of course Apex is like, what the fuck, like who is this guy and how is he making these profits? They pretty much analyzed his trades, and what he was doing is this. So see how price is coming down right here? He would basically take buys. He would dollar cost average it. He would take buys here and just keep taking buys as price dumped. And then of course, if he gets lucky when price swings up, he makes a shit ton of profit, right? Apex doesn't like that. Like they don't like when you're just like you're trying to get lucky. And he wouldn't use any stop losses. And I know what he did because he explained to me his strategy. I know what he's doing. He's dollar cost averaging in on a bullish asset like YM. It's a good way to trade if you get lucky, but if you don't, then it's really bad for Apex because I think Apex was copying his trades. He was making some pretty big profits for like since January up until now. He was making like 100K payouts, 300K payouts, and you guys have probably saw him like being featured on there. And he reached out to me because he was like, "Bro, do you think I'm gonna get kicked out?" And he got kicked out, of course. And then now he just quit trading because he just doesn't know how to trade any other way. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. So, like, what I think is like when you find something like that, make sure that you're not doing it in a scammy way, of course. He wasn't doing it in a scammy way, but he just got caught because he started sharing it with other people. Um, and then other people started doing it. And yeah, that's why the new rules came out. There was a team of them too. I think there was two or three of them that were doing that. All right, so let's see what else we got over here. So we still don't have the trend yet, guys. Don't worry. I know we're waiting for an entry here, but we still don't have the trend confirmed. The trend is attempting to confirm, but just has not confirmed yet. Once it confirms and it swings up, we might have an opportunity here for a momentum divergence for a buy. Yeah, exactly. Lorenzo, I'm sure he got caught because at some point he lost big. Yeah, no, he did. He blew all the accounts, like he blew all 20 accounts, and that's probably why Apex got pissed because they were probably copying his trade. And then he blew all the accounts and he probably lost a lot of money. You think about it, he had 300K accounts. And if he's going to the max drawdown, that's a lot of money if you think about it. So let's see. Yeah, because he had like 300K, and I think he lost like 25K per account on just one trade too. So 20 times 25,000. He basically lost him like 500,000 in like one go, if not more. So you think about it, that's a lot of money for a prop firm to handle to lose. Like that's a lot of money to lose versus like on just one go. Because I remember when he was trading, he was trading against us. There was like this one week where we had a win streak and we kept taking buys, and he kept trying to take sells. He kept trying to catch the top and the bottom because we were talking about the strategy or the market for that week, and we were like, "Oh yeah, it's so easy to catch the range because price would swing up and swing down." And when price would swing up, he would try to catch the top, and when price would swing down, he catch the bottom. But what happened was like a couple of days after that, the price stopped ranging like that, and then he ended up blowing all of his accounts. And I think at that point um, Apex was already popping his trades because he's been doing good since January, and he basically blew them all. And then he did it again. So he blew them all, and then the week after he passed the accounts in one day, and then he blew them again. So obviously, if you're going to lose the prop firm that much money and you're not consistent, they're going to turn against you. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. If you start to, because I used to post my profits in the Apex group. So, like when you post your profits in the Apex group and they see that you're consistent, a lot of the other people who are very consistent as well will reach out to you and you'll become friends with them. That's why I know a lot of the people in the Apex group. because we both post consistent profits every day. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy once you get into that circle. Also on the Apex Coop, if you like I have a diamond next to my name, so that's why a lot of people message me because it shows that I have 20 PAs and stuff like that. I try to stay under the radar, but it's always hard. All right, so we don't have the trend yet, but the trend is still shifting back and forth. I was hoping for the bullish trend here to confirm so that we can have the buys, but it looks like we might be getting some sells here. The trend over here is now shifting, and we might be looking for some sells here. Yeah, CJ just said there was a high level momentum that hit TP right here. If anybody caught that, it was right at the opening price though, so I wouldn't have taken it myself personally. Nick said about how much have you made from Apex and payouts so far? Not a lot, like maybe 10, 20K around there. Because I got that first payout. So I got that first payout from the very beginning, which was like what, 2,750 times 20. No, I didn't do the full 20. It was only half of the accounts that were funded at the time. So it was like times 10. So maybe like 27. This is like how much I've gone from there. And then from there, I switched over to to the 300K accounts. So I haven't gotten that much from Apex, at least not yet, until all of these 300Ks are funded. These are probably going to get PA'd at like different times. So that was kind of what happened initially. Because when we first were doing the breakout strategy, I started with like I think 5 accounts, and I added another 5, and then I added another 10. So they all kind of got PA'd at different times. So I think yeah, I only got like 10 of them that got the max on them. Let's see, Oscar said how far. Not close, bro. Like I said, the thing is not the 300K. I'm at a point where I'm like, should I just go back to the 150s and then still run these 300Ks? Because I can do that. I can have multiple accounts running at like multiple evals running at once, but these 300Ks are taking forever. So I'm not even anywhere near like doing the math again for you. So I'm taking 20 contracts times 5 times 10. This isn't really what you're going to make per trade. You know, I've started to notice this. Every time I make profit, it's like around 800. It's somewhere around yeah, it's somewhere around like 800. So it's like 700, 900. That's usually like what I would make. But that's not even the net. The net's more like around 800. So like 700 to 800. So you do the math. This is why I don't recommend anybody do a 300K account unless like you're super, super confident about it. So you do like, I got to make 20, you got to make 20,000. Is it? I think it's 20,000, right? Yeah, it's 20,000 divided by 700. That's 28 back-to-back wins, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot of wins to like we've had pretty good win rate. Like we've had pretty good win streaks. Like we had like a 15 win streak and then we lost one trade. We had a 17 win streak and we lost one trade. So you think about that. So 15 plus 17 and then minus we had like what 3 or 4 losses, so minus like 8. Still back down, right? So I'm like around, it's gonna take me a while still, just to make it simple. Because the thing is, I don't want to overcompensate and think, okay, I'm gonna have like a win streak again here, and then it kind of messes with my trade psychology. Because that's what I felt initially. I was like, okay, if I have like a decent win streak, and the thing with the thing with my calculations is that I was expecting to get like 1 or 2 entry, or at least 2 or 3 entries a day, right? We're barely getting 1 entry a day, so this is why it becomes a problem. Because it takes even longer to get to that point because we're not really having very many trades. So I might have to just pretty much run through it until the market picks back up because there's no volatility right now. And I was hoping that, okay, market's going to be pretty volatile during the spring. So I can get these all done before we get to the summer. But looking at how the market's been moving for the past 3 months, it's super slow. Like you guys have seen the results every week. If you have like maybe 3 trades a week, 3 trades isn't going to get you that far per week, right? So you do like 3 trades times 4, that's 12 trades a month. And I need 28 trades to pass all the 300K accounts. So yeah, I mean, it's tough situation, but I mean, it is what it is. Just gotta keep pushing through. Yeah, Canada said that 250K is gonna take a while as well, but it should be doable within a month still. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's very possible. It's just the higher counts take longer. I think the 150K is probably the sweet spot, guys. That's probably the sweet spot because that can actually get done pretty quickly. Not pretty quickly, but it could be done within a month. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing the same thing you're doing, Kenneth. Vimal's asking what happened to Maddie. He's taking a break right now. So he's just taking a break, mental break, just like a lot of people do, right, with trading. I think with Maddie, he just had too many distractions. He was doing too many things at once, and he just needed a break from trading. Yeah, I'll tell him, Natasha. I know, me too. It was good when he was here calling out trades for us, right? He was usually around calling trades for us and helping us out. Um, but yeah, he has his own barber business, so he's not just trading. He had his own barber business and he's been busy with that. He has his own studio now, so he's doing all that stuff. So trading was just it was just a he wasn't able to focus on it 100%. And you guys know how trading is. You have to focus on it 100%, and you can't let it mess with your trade psychology. Because if you do, then then you lose a lot of trades and you'll end up, blowing accounts. Yeah, but he's just taking a little break. He should be back, which is good. I mean, I think he comes up. He still trades every so often. He just doesn't come on the live, and he doesn't. He's just not really public. Oscar said, "I'm actually gonna about to book with him for a haircut." Yeah, you could talk to him when you get cut by him. He's probably just like the same thing though. Does he have a booksy? I'm not sure. Oh, Kenneth, you go to House of Fades or Blends or House of Blends? Yeah. Yeah, I would go there if it wasn't super far. I used to get a haircut by Maddie too, but Cerritos is just too far from here in Irvine for a haircut. Yeah, no, that spot's cool. All right, so as you guys can see, there's nothing really going on here. Price is ranging sideways. The pivots aren't really crossing over at all. Um, let's go over here to the clean chart. So let's mark up some structure here. Okay, so you guys can see this is where the range was earlier. Price pushed up, price range around this area, and then now it broke into this lower range right here. So, I mean, you can see that price is not doing anything over here now. It is literally going sideways. So we have a possible momentum divergence that's coming up here, but there's a bunch of red flags. So we have a possible momentum divergence for a sell, but it's right at opening price and it's right at news price right here. So it's not really looking too good. The news at 7:30 is low impact. Let me check. I think it's gas stock change. Yeah, it's just gas stock change and crude oil. This happens every Wednesday. I'm not really expecting this to affect the market very much because it's a typical news event that just happens every week. Um, it's forecasted to be negative, but I mean, we'll see what happens here. The downside to this is that the ATR is dropping. So the ATR was at 20 earlier. It's now at 14. It's hoping that we get something here, but there's just no direction and no movement. The breakout V3 came up right here, guys. I know some of you guys mentioned it. It's still actually running right now. So the breakout V3 came up right here. And it is still going sideways. We had the rejection right here. There's the structure. Double body rejection right there. So the breakout V3, and this is where it gets kind of tricky. If you guys can see here that the breakouts still haven't like hit yet, and they're supposed to hit within like the first couple candles. This shows you that there's just no direction right now with regard to with regard to price. So looks like we just gotta sit tight. Yeah, Brock. For the guy that I was talking about earlier, I think he quit because it was kind of driving him crazy because his strategy wasn't working anymore as well. So I think it was driving him crazy, right? I'm sure you guys have had that feeling before where you guys have traded and you just can't get it and you just keep losing and then you start to go a little crazy, right? You start to get mad at your family members, you start to get mad at everybody, you get mad at everything. He was just kind of like, he didn't feel right. So I think that's why he quit. I think he'll be back, but at this moment, because he did message, his last message to me was, I'm not going to show you guys, but let me see what he said to me. I'll just show you, I guess. Yeah, he said, because I showed him my win rate for May, and he was like, nice, not trading anymore, FYI. So glad you're winning and killing it, but don't gotta update me anymore. I quit. So he'll probably be back. He just said he quit for now. Sometimes people just have to take breaks, like I said earlier, people just have to take breaks and get your mind right because if your trade psychology is not there, you're just not going to do right. You're not going to do well with trading. And that's just the typical thing with trading. It's like you have to be 100%. Because if you aren't, then you're just going to be in limbo. You're gonna win some, lose some, be break even until you get into a really bad hole, and it just gets worse. So yeah, I think he'll be back eventually. Maybe he'll join our group. Maybe he's even here right now. He's probably in here listening to us talk about him, and he's making him want to come back in. All right, we got some team profits over here. So we got David with a total profit of 135 for the day. Nice work, David. We got Kenneth over here with a total profit. It's kind of mixed up. So Kenneth made 2,000 on 3 accounts. He made 3,000 on 1 account, 1,000 on 2 accounts, and 750. So we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 accounts. So well over, we're gonna say 12,000 for the day. Nice work, Kenneth. So Kenneth locked in about 12,000 for the day, and David locked in 135. I haven't taken any trades myself, so I don't have anything to share for right now. But we'll see if price finally breaks out of this range consolidation. So price is pretty much just ranging, consolidating around this area right here. I took off that lower zone because this is a pre-market lower low. But you guys can see over here that this thing's just going sideways. Yeah, Natasha said she's been there. She's taken 2 months off and came right back. Exactly. Yeah, CJ said his trading confidence took a hit. I agree. Kevin said YOLOing 250K since the deal is insane. I was thinking about that for a second, guys. I was thinking like, man, should I do that too? But I don't know. We'll see. CJ said he should take a pep talk from Steven because no matter how much he loses, he doesn't quit. It's funny. Steven messaged me. This guy's looking for like the most scammy prop firms out there. I don't know why, but let's see, what did Steven send me? Yeah, Steven sent me a list of these random prop firms. Buoy Trade, Funding Traders, FX. He's just looking for like the scammiest prop firms that he could find because he just says that like he can't pass Apex. or he can't. But I told him that like it's not the prop firm, it's you. Like it's not the prop firm that's holding you back. It's like if, it doesn't matter which prop firm you go to, you're still gonna have the same problem. But he doesn't get it. I mean, it's all good, I guess. I'll let him try those scammy prop firms, and then once he blows accounts with them, he'll come back and say, okay, it's I guess I should use Apex because he's in the US. Like you can't even use these other companies, but he still wants to use them. So it's kind of like I can't really help the guy. But we like Steven. Steven's cool. It's just you just can't really get through to him. Like once he has his mindset on something, like he's like, I need an MT4 prop firm. You can't talk him out of it. He needs an MT4 prop firm. So yeah, Vimal said, isn't Steven the guy who trades and blows accounts? Yeah, I mean he passes sometimes. He gets really lucky sometimes, but then he just and the thing is like I don't think Apex would work with him now at all because he doesn't use a stop loss. So I think for sure he can't go back to Apex. That's how he gets lucky. He's one of the guys that Apex doesn't want to trade with the firm, right? That's why they created that rule. Because Steven is one of those guys who will take random trades and then just hope that price will go in his way. And then he'll close out once he reaches his goal. Um, it's a gambling mindset. So it's all good. Beyonce blaming the river for flowing south. Brock said Steven's a legend. I've known him since before COVID. Yeah, no, Steven is a legend because he'll get funded and then he'll blow the account like 5 minutes later. Like he knows how to win trades. What he doesn't actually know how to win trades. He knows how to get lucky. Yeah, he knows strategies to get lucky, but he doesn't know how to be consistent. So like the problem with him and just certain traders. Anyway, this is like no ill will towards Steven because we like Steven. He's cool and he knows Putin. So hopefully like one day he'll hook us up with some insider information. So yeah, I mean he'll find his way. Hopefully he'll find his way eventually. Let's see. I got an error on my Ninja, so I'm gonna go and reset my Ninja real quick, guys. 1 second. I don't know why that happens sometimes. It says that my data isn't active. Let's see. Whenever I get an error on my Ninja, guys, I just reset the whole thing. I recommend you guys do the same thing too, because the last time my Ninja Trader gave me an error, it basically trapped me in a couple positions on just certain accounts, not all the accounts, but on certain accounts. And that's why I set so my Ninja is just resetting, guys. That's why it's making that noise. So I typically run my main account off my personal because I actually pay for the data through Apex. I mean, not through Apex, through Ninja. So usually these errors come from the prop firms. They don't come from personal account. Everything's good. All right, everything's back to normal. Perfect. Turn the smells back on. All right, so we have news right here at 7:30, guys. Go on market news price. Right there. Let's see if we finally have this this bullish direction here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take a momentum divergence because trend wasn't bullish. All right, Gil. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Natasha said, I don't think Steven understands how to read the charts. Yeah, I don't think he reads the charts at all. He just kind of takes random entries when he feels like it's a good entry. CJ said Steven is what I call the necessary opposite. I learned a lot of what not to do by watching him. Yeah, exactly. Drew said he thought he was trading out of India. No, he just goes on it. So Steven goes on this vacation to India like once a year, I think. Um, and that's why it seems like he's always in India. But it's really just like for 1 month out of the year, I think. Yeah, that's usually when he's out there. And he can't trade when he's out there because I think the internet connection is not good. All right, we have a high-low scalp that's currently pending right here from like what Daniel mentioned. The trend is shifting a little bit there. I'm not going to take this high-low scalp. I'm going to look for maybe a momentum divergence to come up here. Well, it's not even a close, so it's not looking like it. What I'll look for here is I'll look for divergence to happen. I know the divergence happened right here already, but I'll be looking for it to cross and then come back below or come back above. So I'm looking for it to come down a little bit and then provide a divergence with a possible high-low scalp from that point. So I want the retracement here to happen. It's currently happening right now. So I'll keep this level here marked up. It's not going to be an actual clean high-low scalp. I'm just going to use this as a confluence. The main entry that I'll be looking for to take here would be the momentum divergence. So you can see how the divergence here is happening. I'm hoping a red candle comes up here or even a couple of red candles to confirm the retracement. Basically looking for this to come down a little bit and then come right back up. So I'm looking for the divergence. That's what I'm looking for personally. So I'd like to see maybe another red candle after this. Can't even really tell. Let me scroll a little bit. Yeah, so I think one more red candle would be nice. Because I don't think the divergence here actually even crossed over. Yeah, this just doesn't meet my criteria. So I prefer to see the crossover a little more clear. So I would like to see possibly a red candle here. Exactly. Yeah, Oscar said no FOMO. So I'm completely hands off this entry. If this here closes above, that's fine. But I'm not going to be taking any FOMO here right now. I'm going to be waiting for this here to swing back below. I'm still looking for the divergence to happen. So I don't care if this here breaks and closes above it. I would like to see the divergence actually come through. And it looks like that high-low scalp would have been a nice entry, but it's okay. Like I said, no FOMO here because all my trades that I've lost over the past couple months are all based off FOMO. And you guys have seen that. And that's what kind of pisses me off the most because there were entries that I knew I could have avoided, but I still took them anyways. So my main thing here, like I said, I'm looking for the divergence. If I can get the divergence, I'll look for the opportunity. But if not, then I'm just going to sit out. I'm going to wait for the divergence to happen. So the high-low scalp here did break. But again, like I said, unfortunately, the divergence here did not confirm. So there might be another opportunity right here. Not here. I wouldn't take on this candle, but I'd look for the next one, the one after. All right, so you guys can see that it actually diverged down a little bit. You guys see how there's divergence over here? It's kind of small, but you can see that it diverged below. So I'll look for possible fake out and then possibly continuation back up for the divergence. Super small, but so basically what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a possible fake out. I'm looking for price to fake out below this point again right here. and then come right back up. Nice. Nick actually caught it on his phone while driving. Yeah, drive safe, Nick. Yeah, Daniel said living life on the edge. All right, so we got price outside of the range. The volatility is just really low right now, as you guys can see. Like this candle over here is a pretty obvious telltale sign of volatility dying even lower. The ATR is currently at 13 right now, so it's pretty low. I would like to see a retracement. At least it doesn't have to be a big retracement, just enough for me to confirm that it's retracing. So maybe like a decent red candle. It doesn't have to be huge, but not a doji, of course. Just enough for me to see the split here. You guys can see how the split. If I zoom in really close, you guys can see that it's actually bearish. But I don't want to zoom in really close. I want to be able to see it from regular price movement, right? So if you zoom in really close, you can see it is crossed. But if you zoom out and you just look at it from a normal candle, you can't really tell until this candle came up. Let's see, Madhu said if price can come down to set up a high-low V2, that'd be great. And that's what I was looking for too, Madhu. I was looking for the fake out. So I was looking for price to cross above, come back down for the high-low V2, and then swing right back up, right? I think we're looking for the same thing here. So we got price break here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got to come down in the next two candles for a high-low scalp V2. Yeah, exactly. Barack said cautious not to get caught against the fake out. That's exactly what I was going to say too. Because it's above the range right now. So the price is above the range. It's faking out at this point. What might happen is another fake out. So price might come down, fake out again, and then come right back up. So I can give a double fake out right there, fake out right here, and then of course bounce right back up. Because this is still a range up here too. So it might just break and retest this area and then range within this middle area here. But again, like I said earlier, guys, I'm not going to force any trades. So this could actually set up for another high-low scalp, right? Another one up there. Yeah, exactly. You all said, yeah, the sellers have just sold at the doji. Market wins either way. Yeah, exactly. So the retailers probably sold right here. And now it's going to bounce off and fake out again. So fake out up here, fake out down here, and then possible correction up here, right? So again, I'm looking for the divergence, guys. If I can get the divergence, that's what my main goal is. I'm looking for the divergence. I don't really care about the high-low scalps. High-low scalps are okay, but I'm looking for the divergence. That's mainly what I'm focusing on here. So I'm not expecting a divergence on this candle. It's probably going to be on the next one. Unless this candle closes really big. If it closes really high, then possibly, but I'm not expecting that to happen here because the volatility is so low. Yeah, I think here it'll probably get close to it, not actually close above it. But again, I'll have to watch it because very unpredictable how these candles here move at the very last second. Okay, so it didn't close above it. Now this here, again, if this candle here closes green, I'll take this as a momentum divergence. It's going to align with the high-low scalp if it does close above it. And that's what I'll be looking for. So I'm looking for this candle here to close green. If it closes above the high-low right here, or the higher high, then a better confluence. But if it closes green, it'll be fair game. Because you can see the momentum divergence here is shifting. We still got 20 seconds, a lot of time for this to push back up, close green. So we got 15 seconds here. We got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Order filled.
I'm in the position right there.
Order filled.
So we got the divergence.
Order submitted.
I want to set some alerts there. So it's at 92. I got it a little like at a point earlier, so let's see where it's at. Almost up there. Pushing up a little higher. So my TP is actually at 91, guys, because I got in at a little better entry point. So I might get out a little like a point earlier. A little bit more of a push. Again, like I said, the volatility is just kind of low right now. It's actually a lot lower. It's at 11 ATR. Like a point away from it. It's kind of just like hovering around my TP right now. Like literally at 1 point away from it. ATR is at 12. See if it picks up a little bit. There you go, full TP. So like I said, my TP was a little closer at like the 91 mark. So that's why it pulled me out. It's a little slow. Looks like a lot of people here got out already anyways. So I'm out of the position or hit my TP and it would have hit your TP too right there. Like I said, just let it run. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. You just gotta be patient, no FOMO. Trade played out perfect. And there we go. There goes our win for the day. I mean, I would have liked 2 wins for the day, but this is what I got to work with. So this is what I was talking about earlier, guys. Like, I need to have a lot of wins for me to get to the point where I need to be, but I'm happy with this, right? I'm okay. I'll take it as slow as it needs to, as slow as it needs to be taken, because eventually it's going to pay off. So nice work, guys. I'm glad you guys waited for me here. I think that's about it. To wrap this up. So let me take a screenshot of my profits. I'm almost back in profit for the day. I was hoping we get 2 wins because 2 wins would have brought me back into profit for the week. But 2 back-to-back wins today and yesterday. Smooth. I just need 1 more win and then I'm back in profit for the week. So yeah, Daniel said add 20 50K counts to make money while you build your 50K. I think I'm going to do that, Daniel. I really think I'm going to do that because it's super annoying that I have to basically claw my way up for this here. So let's see. Check this in a little bit. So let's see your question over here real quick, Natasha. I'll respond to you later. It looks like you have the same question. So I'll respond to you outside the live. But here are my profits. All right, I'm going to show you guys my accounts for the week. I'm always going to show you guys my accounts for the week because I want to be transparent with you guys, right? It's not always going to be a nice green chart. Like it's not everything's going to look nice and green every day. So you got to understand that the losses happen. I made a stupid mistake on Monday, FOMO trade, of course, and I took the loss. It is what it is, right? You got to man up and you just got to deal with it. So I took the loss on Monday. I'm like slowly chipping away at the weekly P&L. But I'm like 1 trade away from being back in profit on all the accounts. So not super bad. Made made my full TP right there. I made 1,000 on my main account, 800 on the other accounts, 600 on my MFF. I hate calling it MFF because I hate MFF. And then I got my personal account over here with 410. So decent profits for the week so far, chipping away from that loss from Monday, but I'm almost there. We got some more profits here from Jonathan. Jonathan locked in 600 per account. He has 4 accounts here, so 6 times 4. Math sucks. So we're gonna say well over 2,000. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, it's gonna be easier for me. Well over 2,000. We have Madhu over here, total profit of 400 for the day. Nice work, Madhu. Another day of wins. We got Jeff over here, total profit of 500 for the day. Nice work, Jeff. We have Andreas, total profit of 1,520 for the day. Nice work, Andreas. Yeah, solid wins off that trade right there, guys. Looking at how price is currently moving, this is why I said that we're probably done for the day because there's not really much going on. Price is just going to consolidate around this area. ATR is currently at 11 right now. Here's our clean chart. You guys can see price is now within the range. It actually did exactly what we marked up here. So you guys can see my markup right here. It played out perfect. We had the break past the structure, faked out, break and retest off this structure, continuation up. So basically stopped out the sellers, the buyers here, because it came down, stopped out the sellers here, and then it shot right back up. So pretty smooth right there with this. And I think that should be about it. Let me add up my profits real quick so that we have an idea of where I'm at for the week so far. So let's see, 800 times 19 plus 600 plus 1,000 plus 410. So I'm up 17,000 for the week or for the day. And then for my losses so far, let's see, 748 times 19 plus 648 plus 568 plus 715. I'm like almost there. It's yeah, like I said, one more win and then I'm back in profit for the week. So, I just want to show you guys, I want to be completely transparent because I don't want you guys to think that you're never going to have losses. Like the losses are going to happen, but you can't let the losses affect you. You just got to roll with it. And eventually, hopefully you're going to make it back into profit for, by the end of the week. Your main goal should be to close the week out in green. And then on top of that, your other main goal is to close out the month in green. Because if you can close out every month in green or a majority of the months in green, you'll be in profit by the end of the year. So that's just how the market works, So I'm up 17,210 for the day. I'm down 16,143 for the week. Hopefully one more win tomorrow, solid win, and then we'll be back in profit for the week. So it is what it is, all part of the game. And that's how it goes. So let's see, Nick over here said he took 6 trades today for 6 wins, total profit of 3,240. Nice work, Nick. Yeah, Nick's the star today. This dude took every trade, no matter how risky, no matter how safe. I'm joking, Nick. I know Nick wouldn't take risky trades. I'm pretty sure he thought about it before he took those trades, or he just felt confident. Sometimes you guys just feel that confidence and you guys want to take every trade no matter what. And Nick's on a hot roll. So great work, Nick, with catching those right there. All right, guys. So I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, I think I've answered all the questions here. I'm just going to scroll up real quick, make sure I did not miss anything. Yeah, no, it looks like we're good here. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you guys have more profits to post up, actually, we got a couple more profits here. We have Madhu with a new account. Total profit of 2,300. Nice work, Madhu. We got Kenneth here. Looks like he took a little more profit for the day. So he's up, let's see, well over 15,000 for the day. Looks almost. Great work, Kenneth. Killed it today. We got Vimal, total profit of 1,400 for the day. Nice work, Vimal. I think this is one of your biggest days in a while. And then here's Madhu's other accounts. Nice. So Madhu he opened up 2 new 250K accounts. Total profit of 4,300 on his first one. And a total profit of 6,700 on his third account here. Nice work, Madhu. And you guys are killing it. Great work today, guys. We're in a slow market. So, all right, guys. If there's any other questions, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys